Previously on The Right Life, we are finally able to locate the water leak.
We've got water here, and then we've got water back up underneath there too.
After removing the belt line trim, we removed all the old sealant, cleaned the Airstream's exterior, and resealed the seams before reinstalling the aluminum channel. This wasn't an easy task.
I tell you, that's a little bit more difficult than I expected.
We have our fingers crossed that we have finally stopped the leak. So follow along as Mother Nature puts our repair skills to the ultimate test.
All right. Well, so far so good. We've been testing it again and haven't seen any leaks. But we do have another rainstorm, I believe, coming tomorrow, so I think that'll be the ultimate test.
How's it look? No leaks?
So, we, I think, hosed everything down for the most part. I haven't seen any yet, but I do think tomorrow when we get that rainstorm, that'll kind of be the ultimate test.
Fingers crossed.
So I'm feeling a bit more confident now. I was really getting a bit discouraged.
You did good. You did good.
But I think we're on the right track finally.
Definitely.
Hey guys, so as you can see, we're getting some rain outside. It's been a couple of days since Lisa and I installed or reinstalled the belt line around the C channel and sealed all that up and everything. Yesterday we did test the seal with the water hose and everything came out pretty good yesterday. We didn't have any leaks, but really wanted to see with this rainstorm coming, you know, how it's going to hold up if our resealing on the roof as well as all the way around the belt line is holding and so forth. So we're in here in the camper. We're gonna give it a quick look and see how everything's holding up. So if this is the first time you've seen one of these videos, you know, you can see this is the back end of the Airstream, and this is where the dinette would normally go. Of course, here's the door on the curbside and the roadside. As you can see, we had water damage in this area here, as well as water damage over in this area here. This is the back end cap that goes up and over and comes back down on this side here. And what we believe was causing the leak was improper sealant around the belt line on the outside of the Airstream that goes around all the way over here past the furnace over here to the wheel well. We ended up taking all of that off and resealing it, and we're still got to patch these two pieces of subfloor. But just looking, it looks like everything's staying nice and dry. So previously we had water dripping over here as well as on this side along that belt line seam where the C channel is. And we had a lot of water puddling up down in this area. As you can see right now, even with the rain, it's still nice and dry. So I think we're looking pretty good so far. So I think we're on a good track now. We're going to continue to monitor this over the next 24 hours as it continues to rain. But if everything stays dry, then our next step is to start reinstalling the new subfloor, as well as then getting all of the furniture reinstalled. And then we'll determine what type of flooring we're going to put down, since we had to tear up and throw away some of the old linoleum flooring. So
I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. Everything's about to run my way. Nothing can ruin my day, no matter what anyone does or say. I smile at fools. No, I don't care, 'cause I am on my way up, and I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time. 'Cause I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself on this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down.
Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been several days since my last update. All the rain's cleared out, and knock on wood, everything seems to still be nice and dry inside the Airstream. As you can see, we ended up having to move our Airstream from its previous location down here by the shed, back over in this side over here. And that's because I've got a contractor that's going to come in and hopefully start doing some groundwork, prep work for the Airstream carport that we're going to have built here in the next month or so. So I ended up having to move the Airstream down here, but I also had to order some new trim. I think I'd mentioned that in one of our other videos from Woodland Airstream's online parts store. Ordered some new chrome trim that we're going to get installed today and everything. So we're hopeful that we can go ahead and install the subfloor patches today, as well as put the trim on, as well as then start putting some of the furniture back inside of the Airstream. So that's really what our objectives are for today. Got everything ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and get busy with and first off installing the subfloor, and then we'll move on from there. So like I mentioned, we had to order some new trim that we're going to put around the belt line over here on the Airstream, because the old stuff, when I pulled it out, it was just cracking and flaking and had just been weather worn. So you can order this, like I said, from Woodland Airstream online supply store. You have to buy it by the foot. It's like $3 or something a foot. I think this total with shipping and everything was $72. Yeah, so it's $363 a foot, 17 foot, so $61.71 for the replacement chrome trim. So not a bad price, I mean, to be honest. Now the issue is, you can see how it's all coiled up in here, so I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna kind of set it over here by the sun to let it kind of warm up a little bit and kind of be a little bit more flexible, because I don't want to try to put this on later today with it all being coiled up. I think it might be a little bit more difficult. So while I'm putting in the subfloor, I'm gonna go ahead and let this warm up and out in the sun. Well, that should work. Got it all stretched out back here behind me. Should be much easier to install that way. So the first piece of subfloor we're gonna install is the larger piece that goes over there by the furnace. You can probably see on here, I went ahead and marked some black lines. That's just to help me to identify where those cross members and main rails are that I can then attach this to. I also went ahead and picked up some new self-drilling screws. These are wood to metal screws. So I'll use these to mount this inside the Airstream. So, and then after we get this one installed, we'll make sure that everything looks good, and we'll go ahead and install the other one as well. But before that, I got to go inside and put the Reflectix insulation back down, and then go ahead and get this slotted into position. So okay, so like I said, I've got to get the Reflectix insulation, go ahead and get that laid down first, and then we'll go ahead and start installing the piece of replacement subfloor. Okay, so first obstacle we're facing right now is trying to put the subfloor in with the Reflectix sandwiched in between the wood and the railing. even though this doesn't look like it's very thick, apparently it's thick enough that it's making it very difficult to get the subfloor patch to lay flat and smooth. I could just use some of these self-tapping screws and see if I can force it down, but I'm afraid that may not work. So my other option is instead of having one large piece of Reflectix, perhaps I cut it to where it only fits in those squares and doesn't lay on the rails. If you can see that, let me point the camera over here. So perhaps maybe I cut the Reflectix just to where it fits in these areas here and not be sandwiched in between the rails. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So let me think about that for a second, and then let you know kind of what I decide.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so after doing a little bit of thinking and everything, you kind of saw what I did was I went ahead and cut the Reflectix into sections and then taped them into place. That way then all I've got is just, you know, the width of the tape that is in between the subfloor piece and the frame. So I think that should make it a little bit easier for me to go ahead and get this installed now. So again, things aren't always going to go the way you think they're going to go, so you just have to kind of go into problem solving mode and come up with a workaround. So hopefully this will be a good workaround. We'll go ahead and get the subfloor installed now. Okay, so you can see we got the first piece of subfloor installed, and it looks pretty good. It's nice and level and flat with the other subfloor, so I don't have like a little lip or a hump in there or anything like that, which was important. You know, around the edges you can see there's a little bit of a gap. That's just because you can't get a perfect cut, perfect fit. But since this is going to be underneath the couch and dinette area over here, it's actually going to be where storage area is at. So I'm not overly concerned with that. I'm not going to put any type of flooring or linoleum back underneath this like what was previously there. You know, it's just not practical to try to do that as well. But so that first piece is installed. We're going to go ahead and move over to the second piece of subfloor to install over here by the door. And then after that, I think we'll start bringing some of the furniture in and getting that installed as well. Okay, so first task is done. We've got the two subfloor patches installed. Had a little workaround with the Reflectix, you know, a little bit different than what I expected. I didn't expect that it would cause a problem with putting the subfloor on top of it, but apparently it just raised it up just enough that I wasn't happy with how it was going to ride flat between the normal subfloor and the patch. So I went ahead and had a little workaround for that. So I think the next task is to go ahead and kind of clean up some of the tools that I don't need in here, and then start bringing down the furniture, the couch and dinette furniture, to go ahead and start getting those reinstalled. And then we'll move on to installing the chrome trim on the outside. Hey, I would tell you, if you don't have a portable generator, electric generator like this, lithium battery pack, highly recommend you get one. It comes in real handy. I don't have power out here where the Airstream's at or by the shed, and this comes in real handy. It allows you to use a lot of your tools. This one's a, what is it, EcoFlow? Yeah, EcoFlow. Great product. I can put a link in the description below if you're interested in it, but there's a lot of other brands out there as well that make these. They're really handy, especially if you want to do any boondocking. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hanging by a thread, Rick. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. How was Lumalina?
It's crazy good.
I'm actually out here at the Airstream right now. I just finished installing the subfloor. I'll show you real quick. But I'm pretty confident we got the leak fixed. But I've been making some YouTube videos and posting them of kind of my progress and everything. I got my camera going right now, if you want to see.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah. I do want to tell you thanks for, first off, just kind of being that Airstream mentor and helping me kind of think through this. And just being able to talk to you and bounce off some of my ideas just to help me feel a little more confident, you know, as I'm digging into this thing. So I appreciate the call back.
All right, pal. Let's check you later.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, John.
Bye. Yeah, man. Bye.
Well, so that was a pleasant surprise. John calling back and checking in on me on the progress. So if you don't know John Leake, he's the gentleman who's initiated and started Lumalina. He's a great Airstreamer, a wealth of knowledge, and he's the guy that's kind of been mentoring me along in this process, and I've been able to bounce some ideas off of him and everything. So if you don't have a fellow Airstreamer that you can kind of talk to and bounce your ideas off of, I'd recommend that you try to find somebody that's got a lot of experience. But time to get back to work.
Hell, I come 40,000 miles over here to see what them pretty little lips gonna do to me. But every single time that I come around, it seems you got another man trying to keep you down, babe. Well, you might think you're driving me insane, but I'm ain't the game that you're trying to play. You know, I think you maybe ought to know this ain't my first rodeo.
You know, you got to be a doggone contortionist to put these cabinets back in. I tell you, but I think we got it done.
You can't take back. Some things
I got the expert here, the small hands, trying to reach in there and attach the furnace hose to the furnace. It's kind of like when you're at home and you're trying to put the dryer hose on the dryer. You're almost there.
Are you sure that these open enough?
Yes.
Women my age should not be in that position for very long. My legs are asleep.
No, baby, you're all kinds of limber.
Yeah, all right. I'm getting ready to have a big birthday well, not a big birthday, but a birthday in just a couple days.
Yes, you are. But we got it.
We got it.
Okay, so that was a little more difficult than I expected. So Lisa and I are going to go outside now, and we're going to go ahead and install that belt line trim on the outside, and then I think I'm going to call it a day today.
Sounds good.
This was another good work day. Got a lot accomplished.
You did.
So I'm feeling pretty good. So all right, let's head outside. It's getting a little warm here in the camper.
It is.
Okay, so as you can see, here's the trim. It's got this protective blue film on this end here to kind of protect the chrome side. And on the other side, it's got the red film, and that's what goes to the 3M tape. So basically, it's a really simple process. You just peel off the 3M tape, stick it in the channel, make sure it gets good adhesion, and then after you get it inserted all the way around, then you just peel off the blue protective trim. So we're going to go ahead and get that done now. Okay, so we're here to about the last 2 feet of this, and when I ordered it, I ordered 17 feet. So we're gonna have about what, 8-10 inches of extra here. So all we're gonna do now is just go ahead and take a pair of these shears, and we're gonna cut it and to the right length, and then we'll go ahead and finish installing it. So there.
Yeah.
That's pretty satisfying, isn't it?
It is. It looks very nice.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, we can eventually replace this trim up here. It's a relatively easy task and not expensive and can make a big difference.
Yeah.
So guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this content and kind of following along on our Airstream repair saga. It's been several weeks, and we really appreciate everybody that's been watching and commenting and providing a lot of great support to us and everything, because it has been frustrating over the last couple weeks. But I think we're on the downhill side now, and all we got to do is finish installing the rest of that furniture. But first we got to put some new flooring in there, so we'll try to get that taken care of in the next week or so. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. If you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to our channel. We'd love to have you follow along. And if we don't hear from you, hopefully we'll see you down the road.
See you down the road.